5 ways to actually increase lifespan. No surprises, caloric restriction and intermittent fasting. Caloric restriction has a unique ability to slow down the aging process and is partially attributed to its effect on enhancing insulin sensitivity. By reducing caloric intake, the body's need for insulin decreases, which helps to mitigate the risk of insulin resistance, a condition that can lead to type 2 diabetes and is associated with various age-related diseases. Caloric restriction has been shown to modulate inflammation, a critical factor in aging, and the development of chronic diseases. Chronic inflammation is linked to an increased risk of diseases such as osteoarthritis or potentially even autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and Alzheimer's, which is type 3 diabetes. By reducing inflammatory markers, caloric restriction can help protect against these conditions. Furthermore, caloric restriction influences lipid metabolism by altering the composition and distribution of body fat. This can lead to a decrease in the accumulation of visceral fat, which is closely linked to metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, as well as other metabolic syndromes. Intermittent fasting promotes autophagy, a critical process for cellular health and longevity. Autophagy is the body's way of removing dysfunctional and disordered cells and components like organelles, allowing for the recycling of cellular materials and the maintenance of cellular function. This process is essential for preventing the accumulation of cellular damage and supporting cellular renewal, both of which are pivotal for aging proactively. Additionally, intermittent fasting reduces oxidative stress, a condition categorized by the imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in the body. Oxidative stress damages cells and is a major contributor to aging and the development of many diseases, including specific types of cancer and heart disease. By reducing oxidative stress, intermittent fasting helps protect against cellular damage and supports overall health. Caloric restriction and intermittent fasting have been shown to significantly improve metabolic health markers. They enhance blood glucose control and insulin sensitivity, crucial factors in preventing type 2 diabetes, which is a prevalent issue associated with obesity and the aging process. These dietary strategies also improve lipid profiles by impacting triglycerides as well as HDL, which can have a positive net impact on reducing our risk for cardiovascular disease. Additionally, caloric restriction and intermittent fasting help normalize blood pressure, lowering hypertension risk and its serious consequences like stroke or CVA and heart attacks or myocardial infarction. Notably, the weight loss from these interventions effectively targets visceral fat. That's fat around our major organs, which is a major contributor to metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, diabetes, and ultimately heart disease, thus aiding in weight management and decreasing the incidence of obesity-related conditions. Research on caloric restriction and intermittent fasting demonstrates their potential to extend lifespan through various cellular and molecular mechanisms. One significant effect is the reduction in metabolic rate, which lowers energy demand and consequently the production of metabolism byproducts that can harm cells. This slowdown in cellular damage is vital for longevity. Moreover, these dietary practices boost cellular repair and maintenance. And we know most disease states over the age of 40 are a byproduct of a reduction in autophagy, which is one of those hallmarks of aging. They also promote autophagy, as I mentioned, which helps to remove disease-disordered cells and reduce oxidative stress, preserving cellular health essential for aging well. This contributes substantially to lifespan extension observed in studies, and enhanced repair mechanisms can ensure cells can efficiently recover and maintain function, pivotal for averting age-related decline. The compelling evidence supporting caloric restriction and intermittent fasting underscores their ability to positively influence aging, offering a strategy to improve health span and potentially increase lifespan by mitigating chronic disease risks. In this study looking at intermittent fasting and human metabolic health, a review published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics presents a comprehensive synthesis of the impact of intermittent fasting on human metabolic health. It highlights findings from human intervention trials, that demonstrate intermittent fasting's positive effects on weight loss and metabolic parameters, such as improved lipid profiles and insulin sensitivity. It notes significant weight loss and beneficial changes in glucoregulatory markers across various intermittent fasting protocols, including alternate day fasting and modified fasting regimens. The review underlines promising results on intermittent fasting's influence on lipids and inflammatory markers, suggesting that intermittent fasting could be a viable strategy for enhancing metabolic health, albeit with variations in efficacy across different fasting approaches. Next is physical activity and exercise. We know that it has cardiovascular and muscular benefits. So regular physical activity significantly enhances cardiovascular health by improving heart function, increasing blood circulation, and reducing the risk of heart disease. It promotes endothelial function, which is the lining of our blood vessels, and decreases blood pressure, contributing to lower cardiovascular mortality. Exercise stimulates muscle hypertrophy, increasing muscle mass and strength, which supports skeletal structure and improves overall physical endurance. This enhancement of muscle function and bone density is crucial for maintaining mobility and, most importantly, independence as one ages, reducing the risk of falls and fractures. Exercise acts as a cornerstone in preventing chronic diseases. By improving insulin sensitivity, physical activity directly contributes to the prevention of type 2 diabetes. Regular exercise regimens help in managing body weight and reducing fat accumulation, thereby lowering the risk of obesity and associated diseases, including certain types of cancer. Furthermore, the anti-inflammatory effects of regular exercise contribute to a healthier immune system, reducing the risk of chronic conditions and promoting longevity. Engagement in regular physical activity has profound benefits on mental health, reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety through the release of endorphins, which are known as our feel-good hormones. Exercise has been shown to reduce levels of the body's stress hormones, such as adrenaline and cortisol. Physical activity improves cognitive function and is associated with a lower risk of cognitive decline and neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's. By enhancing brain health, exercise supports memory retention, cognitive speed, and overall brain function, contributing to an improved quality of life. In this study, does physical activity increase life expectancy? A review of the literature. This review in the Journal of Aging Research synthesizes evidence from 13 cohort studies indicating that regular physical activity increases life expectancy by 0.4 to 6.9 years. Adjusting for confounding factors such as body mass index, blood pressure, and smoking, the increase ranges from 0.4 to 4.2 years. This positive association between physical activity and longer life is supported by consistent findings across different studies, despite variations in physical activity types and intensities. This robust evidence underscores the significant role of physical activity in enhancing longevity. I'm interrupting this video because I would love for you to grab my intermittent fasting quick start guide. You can click the link below and grab it now. Next significant contributor to longevity is a balanced and nutrient-dense diet. A balanced diet rich in low glycemic fruits, non-starchy vegetables, and lean proteins supplies the body with essential nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants. These elements are crucial for sustaining bodily functions, guarding cells against oxidative stress, and bolstering the immune system. Antioxidants such as vitamin C and E neutralize free radicals, thereby preventing cellular damage. Essential nutrients support growth, repair, and the proper functioning of the body, making a nutrient-dense diet fundamental for long-term health and disease prevention. Nutrient-dense diet, exemplified by things like the Mediterranean diet, have been linked to a decreased risk of chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and specific types of cancers. These diets emphasize the consumption of beneficial fats found in olive oil and nuts, whole grains, which I know can be controversial in our middle-aged world, and a variety of plant-based foods, while minimizing intake of processed foods. The high content of dietary fiber, antioxidant-rich foods, and healthy fats contributes to improved cardiovascular health, glycemic control, and a reduced inflammation level, which are key factors in preventing chronic illness. Adhering to a balanced and nutrient-rich diet is associated with extended lifespan and a lower incidence of disease. These types of diets reduce inflammation and help maintain a healthy weight, and supplies a wide array of nutrients essential for optimal bodily function and cellular repair. Regular consumption of a diverse range of fruits, vegetables, and high-quality protein provides the body with the tools it needs to combat aging and disease, leading to longer, healthier lives. This approach to eating not only supports the prevention of nutrient deficiencies, but also enhances the body's resilience against illness. In this study looking at nutrition, food and diet, and health and longevity, We Eat What We Are, this review, published in 2022, delves into the impact of a nutrient-rich diet on health, healthy aging, and longevity, highlighting the biological importance of macro and micronutrients. It emphasizes the crucial role of balanced nutrition in maintaining health throughout one's life, addressing the potential of nutritional interventions, including circadian rhythms, meal timing, caloric restriction, and intermittent fasting in promoting longevity. The review underscores the need for refining research approaches to incorporating molecular, physiological, cultural, and personal aspects of nutrition, advocating for a holistic view of diet's role in sustaining health and extending lifespan. Next is sleep quality and duration. I talk all the time about how sleep is foundational to our health, and sleep serves as a critical period for the body's restoration and repair, engaging biological processes that replenish energy stores, repair cellular damage, and synthesize proteins. During our deep sleep phases, growth hormone levels peak, facilitating the repair of tissues, muscle growth, and bone density. This regenerative process is vital for immune function, as adequate sleep enhances the body's resilience against infections and diseases. Disruptions in sleep patterns can impair these essential recovery processes, increasing vulnerability to chronic conditions and impacting overall health and longevity. Sleep profoundly impacts cognitive function, including memory consolidation, problem-solving skills, and creativity. During sleep, the brain reorganizes and consolidates memories, crucial for learning and emotional regulation. We know that a lack of sleep affects the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and impulse control, leading to diminished cognitive abilities and emotional instability. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to various mental health issues, including depression, anxiety, and heightened stress response, underscoring the importance of sleep in maintaining mental well-being and cognitive health. Sleep plays a significant role in regulating metabolic functions, including glucose metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and hormone regulation that controls appetite. Insufficient sleep disrupts these processes, leading to increased hunger and appetite. Insufficient sleep disrupts these processes, leading to increased hunger and appetite, weight gain, and a higher risk of metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that people who consistently sleep less than 6 hours per night have altered glucose metabolism, tolerance, and reduced insulin sensitivity, highlighting the link between sleep, metabolic health, and longevity. In this study, Sleep and Metabolic Syndrome, a review in Nursing Clinics of North America, highlights the strong link between poor sleep and metabolic syndrome, delineating how insufficient, fragmented, or poor quality sleep, alongside sleep disorders like obstructive sleep apnea and insomnia, contribute to the development and exacerbation of metabolic syndrome. It emphasizes the role of sleep in regulating metabolic functions, noting that disruptions in sleep patterns are associated with increased risks of obesity, hypertension, dyslipidemia, and hyperglycemia. The paper underscores the significance of addressing sleep issues as part of managing metabolic syndrome, pointing towards interventions aimed at improving sleep quality and duration as essential strategies for mitigating metabolic syndrome risk factors. Next is stress management and mental health. Chronic stress affects both physical and mental health by continuously activating the body's stress response system. This persistent state can lead to cardiovascular diseases, such as heart disease and hypertension or high blood pressure, by increasing blood pressure and heart rate. Psychologically, it's linked to mood disorders, including depression and anxiety. The release of cortisol, our primary stress hormone, over prolonged periods can impair immune function, increase fat deposition, and disrupt sleep patterns, exacerbating the risk of chronic illnesses and accelerating the aging process. Cortisol dysregulation, especially during perimenopause and menopause, can intensify hormonal imbalances, contributing to a range of symptoms from hot flashes to increased anxiety and depression risks. Elevated cortisol levels can interfere with the balance of estrogen and progesterone, crucial hormones that regulate menstrual cycles and mood. This imbalance can lead to increased abdominal fat, a common concern during menopause. Managing cortisol through stress reduction strategies and techniques can thus play a key role in mitigating these menopausal symptoms and supporting overall hormonal health. In this study, published in the Society for Personality and Social Psychology Compass, explores the comprehensive impact of lifetime stress exposure on health. It discusses how stress, through various biological mechanisms, including the HPA, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, and immune system responses, contributes to the development of diseases such as cardiovascular disorders, autoimmune diseases, and mental health issues like depression. The article emphasizes the importance of assessing both lifetime stress exposure and individual stress reactivity to understand their health implications fully, highlighting the need for future research to address unresolved measurement and scientific issues in stress research. Stay tuned for my next video looking at sulforaphane.